And if any of you are fans of Baba Yedu, don't listen to him. Watermills are great. There you go.
Yeah.
I said it.
He's not a big
Baba,
fan of
come
them.
fight me.
Hello guys, thank you for tuning in again. Welcome back to the series. I'm doing this series in Overexplain Deity game in Civilization 5 with RoughMercies, who should be right above me. He's an Australian YouTuber / streamer, and we actually met through Twitch, and because I visited him in one of his streams. And yeah, I really enjoyed the content, and now he visited me again, and we decided to collaborate. So yeah, I'm really happy that you're here, Rough.
Thank you. I'm glad to be here too. I think I hope this has got a lot of value for the viewers. I think it will. So yeah, I really hope we can put something that people find interesting and entertaining and educational.
Yeah,
and if you do have any feedback, guys, feel free to put it down in the comments below.
Yeah.
We may even start posting these before we've finished recording them, so hopefully over time they can get better as well.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, so quick recap of what happened thus far. We settled 2 cities, actually lost a settler to the Barbs up here, which delayed us like 10 turns on settling Hamburg. More or less settled Munich blindly because there was a Barb camp right here and we couldn't see past it. So we're still undecided on whether or not this was a good decision. And yeah, we still have our war open with the Celts since we stole a worker from them, and with Kiev, and we're intending to double seal since they haven't actually improved their resources here. So I think we just get right back into it, right, Rob?
Yeah, let's go for it. So
Perfect.
we just finished optics,
putting us in the classical era. Yep.
Yeah, which means that we can start our lighthouse in our capital.
Yeah, that's the very first thing we should do here. Would it be worth creating Great Lighthouse here? I don't think it would, right?
Nah. In single player, I would say Great Lighthouse is essentially never worth it.
Yeah.
You're almost certainly going to lose it at this difficulty level.
Yeah.
Even if you weren't going to lose it, it's the movement bonus is not very relevant versus the AI. They're not very good at naval war.
No.
And the culture on it is not impactful. It's 1 culture per turn for quite a lot of production. The only time that I would build it is probably for a city-state quest.
Yeah, okay. Okay, yeah, so I think we're on the same page about that. I don't think it's worth it, especially since the bonuses aren't really game-changing for us at this point. Like, I don't really see us waging frigate war upon our enemies, so...
Yeah. I've just noticed one thing though, is that someone's just enhanced a religion. How many religions are left?
There is 1 religion left to be found, and
all right.
Mosques and culture from followers has gone.
Yeah, so we're actually going to lose out on our Pantheon here. So once that last religion is founded,
no more Pantheons can be found. I didn't know that. Okay.
Yeah, so I think this never happens in multiplayer games, so I don't recall, but I'm pretty sure the way it works is if all religions have been founded and someone is enhanced, I believe you can't get a Pantheon. In fact, it says, does it say there?
A religion has been enhanced and the number of Pantheons formed is at least equal to the maximum number of religions. With these conditions, you may no longer found a Pantheon. Okay, so yeah, our Pantheon just went, okay. Which isn't too bad. I mean, I would have liked production, but I think eventually we would have gotten the Celts religion, so I don't think it would have stuck around for long, right?
Yeah, no. Okay, so we've already lost the ability, have we?
Yeah, we have.
Okay. Yeah, and I think... It's unfortunate. I would have liked the fishing boat hammers, but again, I think we're going to lose it pretty quickly.
Yeah.
I'd assume that the Celts are going to send a wave of missionaries sooner or later. And the shrine costs production too, right?
Yeah.
So
definitely.
I'd say the hammers would have been paid back on it, but when we were going to build the shrine, it was going to take us 6 turns.
Yeah.
And 6 turns in a very early game is very, very impactful. Yeah. So unfortunate, but it's not too terrible here.
So we've got a policy.
Yeah, so we've got a choice between happiness and gold and food, essentially. And in terms of our happiness, I think our sugar is coming online pretty soon.
In 3 turns, yes.
Yeah, so I think we're fine there. And we've also got access to more pearls when we need it, so we can hopefully trade with the AI.
So we definitely go for landed elite here.
So I think we can afford landed elite here. Yeah.
So too.
And then I think that may. So how long until Berlin grows?
2 turns.
So if you hover over the food side of it, this is an EUI feature. Oh, your EUI is a little bit different to mine.
Oh, okay. What does your EUI
so
do?
it would tell us how much food we need to grow in 1 turn. So if we jump into the city and hover over the food, it'll tell us here too.
1 food more per turn. So we could actually do it like this, right?
Yeah, correct. And this is superior. And I think yep. I'm liking the 1 ham over the 2 gold.
Yeah, I think so too. Okay, yeah, good. I never would have done this. So yeah, that's a neat trick.
So this trick is probably we explained the production trick in the first video. I would say that this is the next trick that people should learn after they learn the production trick. So whenever you are growing in 2 turns, you should check to see if you can grow in 1. And if you can, it's almost always worth doing because you're going to grow to the production tile that you've unworked anyway. Plus, you get a little bit of extra bonus science.
Yeah.
And individually, this isn't very impactful. But if you do this over the course of the entire game with all of your cities, it really does start to add up very quickly. So yeah.
And there's no chance we can grow quicker in Hamburg. So,
no.
But we can actually start working this tile and stop missing out on gold. We missed out on gold for 1 turn, I think. So it's not too bad.
That's okay. That's fine.
Yeah.
So next choice we've got is our technology.
Do we go for riding here already?
So I've got a video that goes over the tech path, and we're at the point now where we have our luxuries, and the thing that I say that we go for next is food, and the food is our cargo ships and trade caravans, which we've already got on sailing, our lighthouses on optics, which we've already got, and then it's the water mills on the wheel.
Yeah.
And I believe we do have 1 river city.
I think that we do Hamburg actually, yes.
Yeah.
And maybe planning on settling a 2nd one up here.
Yeah. So I think we can go for a watermill next, and that also gives us access to archers, which we've sort of been lamenting on and off. We do need to try and meet them because we're losing out on tech discounts.
Yep, definitely. So I'll start moving this guy east.
Yep. I think that's a good plan.
Moving this guy, let me just check how many units there are. There are potentially 2 units here.
I think that's fine. Once bitten, twice shy, right?
So they already cleared it. Oh, I'm sorry. 1 by 1. Yeah, you're definitely correct. But
I would move on the hill because it gives you the defensive bonus.
Yeah, definitely.
Now, if all 3 of those slam it, do we die? Probably not. Because in fact the horsemen and the Pictish warrior aren't going to slam. So we grew. Whoops.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, we didn't grow. Oh no, we did grow. Oh yeah, you're right. And we did grow to the iron. Yeah, we did grow to the iron.
I think we want to work the iron.
Yeah,
anyway,
definitely.
So that's fine. Killing the Pictish warrior is good for us.
Yeah.
Because it increases the likelihood that the AI will take peace, and we want that option when we come to it.
Yeah, definitely.
So I think we do want to do that.
Yep. And we could actually slam into this guy as well.
So we've got. I mentioned that we were a little bit worried about that scout dying to a horseman. We can see we've actually got a horseman at the moment. So I think I would actually move the scout northwest because we want to go and scout the world, and I would move the spearmen in.
So do we move here? Or
I go there. I go up 1.
Up 1, okay.
The northern top.
Yep. Okay. And the spearmen.
And then we
here.
can move the spearmen in.
Yep.
So we may not ever get that worker because it's the.
Yeah.
We can try.
Yeah, we can try. As long as we don't need our units for other purposes, we
Yeah,
can afford.
and the gold's not worth it.
Yeah.
So the gold we'd save by having the units in our cities is not worth it.
Okay, so we do this. We still attack the hand axe, right?
I think we kill the hand axe with the city, and we can slam the.
Yep.
Yeah. All right. We finally get our ruin.
Yeah. Oh, and we
Wow!
actually
Look at that.
pick up 2 more fish, which is good.
Yeah. So I think we discussed the settle earlier, and I think we made the right decision, and we've been rewarded,
Definitely.
which is great. The
Which
city
is,
just
which is the first for this game, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's a huge improvement to that city. That
Yep.
city just went from being quite mediocre to quite reasonable.
Yeah.
Those tiles are huge. I think they're 5 food and a hammer.
Oh, now they want they want our cities. Yeah, I think we give them to them, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
They're terrible cities. We don't want them anyway.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, they aren't going to trade us salt if they only have one copy of it, so we may as well refuse now.
We can hold off again. Yeah. Now there will get a point where they'll refuse peace.
Okay.
So we do need to take it sooner or later.
Should we just take it now then?
Let's do it on our turn. I'm not sure what turn we're on. I think it's around like turn 50 to 60 is when it starts to get a bit risky
45.
generally. So I think we've got a little bit longer.
Okay, then we just move this guy.
Yep.
Oh,
we're probably going to have to...
Does it have embarkation? Yeah, it does. Okay, that's good. So we moved it out just in time.
Yeah, that was good timing.
Another sword. Imagine the possibilities. Okay, definitely side promotion here, right?
Yep, sight is almost always superior. Mostly because by using the sight, you can keep your scout out of trouble anyway.
Yeah, definitely.
And
we just take the ruin now, right?
Yeah, I don't think there's any reason to...
We got
culture.
It's decent.
It's fine.
Hey.
Alright, so we can trade here.
Oh yeah,
Oops.
sorry. Yeah, should.
It's fine. It's actually easier to do it on our turn, so that it expires when we want it to. So
let's just check if we got a King Stay incoming. Crabs. Yeah, only crabs so far. So we could trade for spices, maybe.
Yeah, I would trade for the one that he's got less copies of for sure. And I would also sell our embassy at this point. It's been so long that I don't think he's very close. So I think we can afford to tell him where our capital is.
So it's always 1 gold per turn for the
embassy, right? Yep. All right, and then does he want in? Yeah, you can see in the oh no, that's okay. We've got the EUI feature, so if we just go back to the on the top right-hand corner, we can close this one as well.
Politics, or sorry, I don't.
No, just that's okay. Just close this context menu, and then see the diplomacy list.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
It tells us what he wants. So he wants to give us ivory, and he wants us to give him sugar and whales. So he actually doesn't want horses or iron right now.
Okay.
So we don't need to bother asking. It's just a nice little EUI feature that tells us.
Yeah, that's actually pretty decent. Actually pretty decent. Didn't know about it. Okay, so we actually met him here, which is odd. But we start moving a scout north, right?
Yeah, I think we can. If he's gotten through, then we're pretty safe. So he might actually be pretty close, and he might be coastal.
Yeah.
We want to chop. We should have been chopping before the mine, but that's fine.
There was a park here until 2 turns ago, so...
Actually, yeah, and I guess we're growing in 2 turns too, so now we get to go to the mine, so that's fine.
And do we go for a lighthouse here? I think we do, right?
Yeah, I agree. It's going to be up to 4 tiles, which is pretty huge.
Yeah. Okay, so it actually moved in, which is great for us, because now we've got flanking bonus. And we just slam the spear and heal the scout.
We need to move the scout north to zone the brute away from our sugar. because otherwise it's gonna, yeah.
And we still
But
got
yeah,
the
we can
flanking
slay
bonus, so yeah. Yeah,
Thor.
and their borders just expanded, so we may as well move this guy away. I don't think they'll be improving Tantra anytime soon, right?
Well, yeah, let's try though. Let's go one tile to the.
There's a worker here right now, I assume.
Yeah, let's try. Let's go west and see if we can steal something from
You mean here?
the snow. Yeah, just one tile west.
Yeah, we wanted to piece the Celts, or try to piece the Celts rather.
Yeah, I think we're at that point, and we're also at the point where
Do we sell our embassy?
Yeah, we should. Yep. I don't know if they've scouted us actually. I haven't seen a scout.
So rather
Let's not.
Okay.
Let's not. We don't need to. I don't think we've seen a scout.
So they still accepted peace, so we may have dodged a bullet there.
All right, and we can sell our iron to them as well.
Yep.
And it's a little bit risky selling them iron. So we get 1 iron for 2 gold.
So only iron, not horses?
Yeah, the little thing told us that they only wanted iron, so we can sell iron.
Yeah, here. I can see it here. Okay.
Yeah.
Cheers. Trade.
So the AI has a bias towards building their unique units.
Mm-hmm.
So they're going to have a lot of Pictish warriors, which upgrade into pikes, not swordsmen. I think I said earlier that they upgrade into swordsmen.
You did say swordsman, yeah.
Yeah, which is clearly wrong. So we don't actually have any problem giving them iron at all, really.
Okay.
I mean, they'll build swordsmen, but that's fine.
What you say the rate was? 1 iron for 2 gold?
Yeah, so we have to do them individually. So if we go 1 for 2, yeah, and then we can just keep doing it until they say no.
Yeah, they already said no.
Right.
No. Okay.
That's fine.
Okay, so let's meet the city state here.
Yeah.
There's Laventa.
Still got 15 gold. That's nice.
When do you not get 15 gold? I think I thought you always get 15 gold.
No. So the first person gets 30 and the second person gets 15.
And the third gets nothing?
Yeah, I believe so.
Oh, okay, that's crazy. I didn't know.
I'm pretty sure it's third that gets nothing. It's definitely after a certain amount of meats that you get nothing.
Okay,
I'm pretty sure it's...
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll chop here.
Yeah, we want the production in both short-term and long-term.
So I think we can actually see Iroquois.
I was going to say it looks like Iroquois to me as well. Yeah.
Yeah, there he is.
Yeah.
Always nice to have this guy as your neighbor.
Yeah.
So do we try to sell them iron?
Yeah, we can. And we can try horses as well.
Or 1 for 2 as well?
Yep.
They took that.
That's
Took
fine.
a second one. Okay, yeah, I think we just slam here again, right?
Yep. I think that's fine. I would just radar before we... Actually, that's a bit too close. I think we could low roll and lose that there.
I think so too. Okay.
I would just move 2 tiles west here.
Here?
Yeah, we're going to try and get around and steal a worker from one of these camps.
And move here to improve the farm?
Yep, looks good.
So there's Laventa, so we move back down here, right?
Yeah, I would, yes.
There's a spearman there, which is pretty fortunate.
It's unfortunate.
Yeah. Okay, so now we got the lighthouse down, which makes those tiles way better. And we could actually grow very quickly here in just 4 more turns. The question is, do we actually prioritize the oasis over the pearls here?
I think we prefer the food. So so we basically, the priority order is essentially food, production, gold. They're pretty much the only yields that you get on tiles. And in the very early game, production equals food because production is spent on things that generate food. So if you think about what we've built workers which generate food by building farms. We've built a granary which generates food on the base yield, plus it gives us access to internal trade, cargo ships in this case. and watermills. So we're working the iron over the pearls because it's a total of more yield. And right now in the early game, that production equals food. They're the same thing essentially.
Yeah. Okay.
Later in the game, we'll work the pearls over the iron. But right now, while we're building things that give us food, which is going to be triremes so that we can protect cargo ships here. That's pretty much exclusively going to be, that's really the only choice we have.
Yeah. Okay.
And the trireme is obviously only indirectly food.
But it protects cargo ships that we send from Unique.
Yeah. So on average, you have to build 2 triremes to protect your cargo ships. Sometimes you'll get really lucky and you don't have to build any, or just 1. Sometimes you'll get unlucky and you'll have to build like 3 or 4. This is looking pretty safe. I think if we post 1 trireme to the north and 1 trireme to the south,
should be good. Like here and here, probably.
Yeah, we may even get away with 1 trireme to the north, so we can scout south and see if there are any
barb camps down here.
If they can spawn coastally.
Yeah.
And that would be nice, but we'll just have to wait and see.
We take an insta heal here, right?
I think we have to, and then
go ahead and run away. Or...
Yeah, I think we try and push past. We could get unlucky and lose it here. Wow.
Obviously, this is exactly what awaits us.
And we can't really radar through the fog there because it could be a mountain tile or it could be an ocean tile or a lake tile or any number of things.
Yeah.
So.
Okay, so but I mean it fits the game, so.
It does, doesn't it? So I think I want to put the spearmen on the hill to your east so that a camp can't spawn in the fog of war where the cattle is.
Do you mean?
No, the next hill over.
Here.
So yeah, because see those tiles that we can't see?
Yeah.
They could potentially spawn a camp, and they don't particularly.
No.
Sometimes it's okay to deliberately let camps spawn. So like as Germany, for example, we could try and farm some units. But here we're short on units and I don't think it's really worthwhile.
Do we go for riding now? I think we should, right?
Check the AI and see if any of them have picked tradition.
Piety.
So there's a chance we could get hanging guards.
No, it just went. It just went this turn hanging guards.
Did it? Oh. Oh, well, that's that.
Yeah.
So that's not an option. So I think the next thing we want then, we might want construction just for some defensive units.
Yeah.
I think we can afford writing construction philosophy. I think it's probably the way it's going to go.
Writing construction philosophy. Okay. Gotcha.
I think so.
Yeah, we would be in time with Berlin and almost in time with Hamburg and Munich. I think it's the right choice.
Yeah, I think Hamburg and Munich might be building libraries next.
Yeah. Also, there's France.
This is good. I'm glad we're meeting them. All right, and we can.
He only has one goal per turn.
First thing we want to do is see what he wants for the wine.
Yep.
So. Yep. Perfect. Hang on.
Yep.
No, so he doesn't actually want the iron. He values the iron at 0, which is why he's trying to take it. Okay. So it costs you 9 gold per turn to get the luxury typically, and so the horses are worth
6,
4.5 here, which I think.
Okay.
So they're 1.5 each, but we can abuse the rounding by when you sell them individually, it becomes worth 2. So they're 4.5, which I believe is getting rounded to 5 here. Then the embassy is 1, which is 6, and then the iron is going to be. Maybe he does value some of the iron. I reckon if you offer, I think if you offer him 2 iron, he'll accept. But try 1. Try 1 first. Yeah, and then try 2, and I reckon that'll be enough. Nope.
3? Do we want to give him 3 iron though?
Yeah, we're fine to give him as much as he wants. No. He might even want all 5. So if he wants all 5, that means
he took 4.
All right.
What
so
does
that means he doesn't like.
Sorry, go ahead. Yeah.
Sorry. I was going to say that means he doesn't like us as much as he could, basically.
Okay. So, but how did you know that he valued the iron at almost nothing?
It was just too much.
Ah, okay.
He was asking for too much.
Okay,
so
I see.
They sometimes they'll let you give them 5 iron for nothing. Or 5 horses for nothing. And when they're doing that, what they're really saying is, I don't actually care about the iron at all.
So when they propose 5, you always get like the idea that they don't really value it.
Yeah, when it's like all of your strategic resource, or when it's also, if it's just like way too much, if they're asking for like 20 iron for like 1 gold per turn or something, it's the AI is just not programmed very well. It asks for something that it doesn't actually want.
Okay, Hamburg is going to build a library, I think, so we get those up and running.
So I'm debating a library and a watermill. So the library's 14 turns, and so it's 28 turns. 28 turns is too long, but it's going to go down quite a lot. How long's the other city going to take?
7.
7. Yeah. All right. I think we do need to build a library. Yeah.
Okay. That we go for our first cargo ship here.
So if we just check north, so a camp can spawn between us and Iroquois.
Yeah.
So we kind of need the trireme first, unfortunately.
Yeah.
So I think it's trireme.
Yeah.
One other thing I'm thinking about is our philosophy timing. So do we have, if we've got 8 turns on our library, I think we can afford to skip construction and go straight for philosophy.
How come you think that? Because we've got
I'm
14 turns here in Hamburg.
But that's going to go down.
Ah, okay.
We're going to grow, and we're also going to improve the mine, and we're probably going to chop the iron.
Yeah, okay.
I'm not too worried about the Celts.
Yeah, okay.
If we can check the diplomatic modifiers on the Celts. So declaration of friendship, no contested borders. We did attack a city-state under there, but yeah, I'm not too worried. So we got 2 more things we need to do before we end turn. So we grew to the sheep tile in Munich.
Yep, should definitely assign that.
And I think we want to work that, yep. And then we're going to grow in Berlin.
Yep, so we should be working this for now.
Yep, perfect.
Okay.
Who built terracotta? It wasn't Celts, was it?
Nope, I don't think it was. But so that's actually a question. It was Hiawatha. Why did it say that it was built in a faraway land right there? You know.
So it's because it's built in a city that we don't have revealed.
Ah, I see. So we know that Hiawatha, I don't know, Hiawatha built it.
Hiawatha, I think, but I'm not sure.
So we know he built it, but since we don't know the city he built it in, it says in a faraway land. Okay, so that's because that's a mystery I've been hunting since starting Civ. Okay, so we can.
Hey, we got our worker.
Perfect. And then we just peace Kiev at this point, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So I mentioned earlier. Yeah, and see how our influence went up.
Exactly.
It jumped from 60 to 22.
Yeah, I think we should.
I don't mind scouting a little bit, and then we can turn around and come back. So a camp can't spawn between us and Kiev because we see all the tiles.
That's good.
Or Kiev sees the other tiles.
So there may be camp may be spawning here later on, but there's nothing much we can do.
Yeah, so we can just I just want to scout a little bit, and then we can just turn back with the trireme and just put it on a 1-tile choke so that our cargo ship is safe.
Yeah, I'll finish chopping here.
I wish we could build some. Actually, do you know what? Can we afford a cargo ship in Munich before our library?
9 turns, which would make it 15 in total.
let's have a look at the capital. We're going to build a cargo ship next.
Which is 6 turns, which would be 11 turns, which could go hand in hand with Hamburg on the timing.
Yeah. So we can afford to leave the library for now,
Yeah.
and then well, we could do it either way. We could start putting production into the
Cargo ship and
then decide if we don't have time to swap it back.
But it's actually you would lose 2 turns on the library and gain 1 on the cargo ship. Is that worth it?
That's just because of the overflow. So it will be the total in the same in total.
Okay. So we can just put production.
So I think. So if we do this and then we end up building the library first, we're going to lose a little bit of science. So we can probably work it out in terms of how long we've got. So the capital is going to build a trireme,
and then a cargo
ship,
7 turns,
and then a library.
Yep, that's
11
turns.
So we've got 11 turns. We probably don't have time.
Yeah. So we prioritize the library for now.
I think we build the library. Yeah.
Okay. Do we prioritize food here?
Yeah, I would definitely work that now that we've finished the
So it saves us 2 turns. No, actually just 1 turn growing, but adds another turn to the library.
We can definitely afford to grow here. We'll grow in 4 turns now. So the other thing we could consider is buying a fish tile.
It's only 35. I think we could do it.
So we're gonna grow. Yeah, I think we grow here. I think this library's coming sooner than we need it to, 7 turns. So I think we buy the fish and work the fish over the horse tile.
Yeah. That's still 7 turns, but we grow.
I would even work the pearls over the horses, I think. It is less.
Yeah.
We won't get it down.
So we'll just stick with that, right?
That's fine. Yep. So I'm trying to work out what our position on them. Oh, this is a big N and C, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe not. It's a strange shape. I'm just trying to work out what our position is on the map, and we're in the middle, obviously.
I think so too.
We've got Celts to the left and Iroquois to the right,
and Arabia to the right.
All right. Kiev's offered us a quest.
Just find the lands of Arabia.
So we could purchase an embassy to do that, and I think we want to do that. Can we offer? I was going to say you could try offering iron for it, but it's fine.
Oh, okay. He wants whales, so yeah.
Hang on. That's worth doing simply because it locks it up. So we should be able to just do 1 for 1. We're going to get more pearls later, and when we do, we can swap the whales for pearls.
Yeah. And because he wanted he wanted to give us ivory, so that's pretty good.
Yeah. So we've got Celts want to give us salt as well for sugar.
Yeah, we can do it, right?
We can do it. Yeah. Yep. And then again, once we get the pearls, we can change it out.
So we try to exchange embassies? No, because they haven't scouted us. Yeah.
I don't think they've scouted us. And the other thing is there's another diplomatic modifier for trading very recently.
Okay.
And one thing we can do is we can hold that trade until we're worried about them attacking us. Okay. And then use it. It's a very small modifier, but it all helps.
Yeah, maybe worth it. Yeah. Okay.
We're also not going to do anything with the gold right now.
Do we move that worker up here? Improve all those river tiles?
Yeah, so we can... there's a little worker micro we can do here to save, I think, a turn.
Okay.
So if we move towards the farm that we're building, next turn
we get this guy up here, yeah, and it saves us a turn. Yeah, okay.
And one other thing we should do is we should rename that worker.
Definitely, good point.
We should have done that to the other one as well.
This is Kiev.
Yeah.
Just let me...
If you hover over our other workers, we should be able to work out
this is Celtic and this is Kiev.
Yeah, and we should actually rename the Celtic one as well. So what we can do with the Celtic one is we can potentially feed it to a barb camp and then return it to the Celts, and that will give us a massive diplomatic modifier.
Yeah.
So that modifier is actually really strong. That would almost guarantee they won't war deck us.
Okay, so do we just look for barb camps then, or is it not that urgent?
It's not super urgent, yeah. And we need the worker right now.
Yeah.
Like right now, we want the worker. But later, when it's not a very useful worker, we can.
Yeah. So we can afford some more turns scouting down here.
So we can only go 3 tiles. Yeah. So we can go 1, 2. We can go 1 more. We can actually go 1 more because Kiev can see the tile. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we actually. If we leave that trireme there, there's no way for a camp to spawn on a coast tile. The flip side of that is we were just talking about camps, and camps are a resource, not just because we're Germany, but also because, like I said, we can feed workers to them. So we may actually want it to spawn a camp.
And we could also close it off here or somewhere, and then we can just take it. Okay, yeah. I think that's the better solution. I really like that. Okay, but we can still afford this guy to come north scouting. Okay, we grew here, grew to the 3 production tile.
Yeah,
it's 5 versus 8.
I like the pearls.
Yeah, me too.
Can we grow in 1 turn in Berlin?
That's a good question. Yeah, we definitely can. We definitely should.
Yeah, that's good. I'm also considering whether we can actually afford to build that cargo ship, because it's going to delay our national college. But I think it's worth it. I think we want to finish that cargo ship, and then we can build the second one in Munich.
Okay.
So the balance of your national college timing versus food in production is I don't know. It's difficult to get right. It's a challenge, definitely.
Okay.
So typically, like I said, I think I said earlier, your priority order is food, production, science. But because there is so much science in your national college, like if you think about it right now, if we had a national college, I think, half of our science is coming from our capital.
Yeah.
So we're going to get, I think it'd be worth like 4 science right now, which would be a 25% boost, roughly.
It's even 10 science right now. With national college, it would be 13. That would actually give us like 7 science just out of our capital right now.
It's almost half.
Yeah.
And that's why. It's because it's such a large amount relative to our current science return. But I think here, in this case, 1 cargo ship is worth it, because the food is also science.
And it's going to
it's only going to delay it.
It's like 1 or 2 turns, I think. And now, we could actually start improving the marble for some excess happiness.
So, I'm sure you know this, but for any of the newer viewers, we've got 2 ways we can move our workers here, and 1 saves us a turn and 1 doesn't.
So we could move this worker straight here, but then we could only start the improvement next turn. But the way we can do it is put 1 movement turn here, start on improving this, and just move the other worker here, and continue improving this. I'll just put the spearman in the city so we save some money, right?
I'm worried about a horseman coming and pillaging that marble, so I'm kind of okay posting it on a hill somewhere. Maybe and like see those here? Tiles that we can't see to the north near the bite.
Yeah, so maybe here.
A little bit close.
Yeah.
So something like that, yeah. I'm also probably playing a little bit more conservatively because we got punished.
Yeah, we did. We got punished severely. Do we take monarchy here? I think we should, right?
Yeah. Pretty much always monarchy here.
So do we chop the iron here? I'm tempted
to. I think we want to.
Yeah.
And if we jump into the city, I think the reason we want to chop it, it's already growing there, so we definitely want to chop it. The other thing is that there's a mechanic within the game where the tiles have a culture cost, and the rougher terrain it is, so a hill is rougher than a flat tile, and a wooded hill is
Even
more
rougher,
dense than
yeah.
I don't know what word to use, but yeah, it costs more basically in culture. So if we weren't growing to the iron here, we could chop the iron, and that would actually increase the likelihood that it goes to the iron.
So,
and I want that iron tile.
Yeah, so you can see that it takes 40 gold right now, and this takes actually 50 gold because it's a hill and has a jungle on it, and this is flatland with forest, I think. So if we were to chop it, it would be... We can check, if we remember, we can check the turn before it would actually grow there, because the cost should be lower then, right? Because I think it's gold and culture cost that goes down if you chop.
Yeah, correct.
Tiles. Okay.
The other thing that costs more is crossing rivers too, by the way.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so I'll just go ahead and chop, right? We have marble in our city, but it's not in a workable distance. Do we still get the bonus, the modifier for ancient and classical wonder production?
We do, I believe so, yes. Okay. Unfortunately, we're probably not going to take advantage of it, but that's okay.
Isn't National College a wonder though? Like,
does the marble benefit national wonders, or is it only world wonders?
I thought so. I'm not quite sure. I just had it in mind, but I may be totally wrong. But I thought it benefited national wonders as well. But
we'll find out when we connect it. Yeah. Tell us. I actually, this shows what I knew by him. For quite a while, I thought it was all wonders, all game.
Oh, okay.
And it's not. It's definitely just ancient and classical.
Yeah.
So if we move again, we're risking...
There's barb cap spawning here, and we don't want that.
I think we're actually... are we? We can move one more tile, right? Because Iroquois can see that jungle hill.
Can they?
Is that right? Can they?
Same old problem.
Yeah.
You know what? We've been greedy all this time. We'll just stay here for now.
Yeah. I like it.
Okay. Yeah, I'll just take a turn to move here and see what's in there.
Yeah.
Okay, French settler. What? Okay.
I think Celts are going to love that.
Yeah, they will.
That's great for us because it means they'll go to war instead of warring us.
Yeah.
I'm feeling pretty comfortable to settle something around that marble now.
We do have
after National College.
Embarkation, by the way. We could go for that ruin now.
Yeah, why not? It's more impactful now. Yeah. I'm good with that.
Okay, finish this job here. This actually brings it down to 1 turn, which is pretty decent.
Yeah.
And then we can just start with the cargo ship straight away, right? And they instantly want us to declare war on them.
I don't actually ever interact with these much, but it may actually be correct to say yes here. Are we trading with France? I think we are trading with France.
Oh God, help me!
I'm not sure.
Can we actually check here?
Yeah, we are. Current deals. Horses and iron for wine. All right, so we don't want to do this.
So not even 10 turns to repair? No, I think we just say no, sorry, right?
Yeah, no interest. There's no negative modifier for no interest.
Okay.
There is a modifier if you say 10 turns and then refuse after 10 turns. Okay. And I believe that you get a positive. I'm not 100% sure on this one, but I think you get a positive modifier if you say yes.
Okay, so we'll just say sorry, no interest. Yeah. Arrangement. So there's that first missionary.
On the whale tile within our borders is best.
Okay. Why?
So in our borders we heal better. Mm-hmm. The flip side of that is that a galley will blockade our tiles from the whale. So actually, as I say that, maybe not. Maybe we do want to go back a couple. That's fine. We can do that next turn.
Okay.
But sometimes, like, if you just fortify a galley outside of your borders, typically, eventually, it will get slammed down and killed.
Okay.
Because it can't heal outside of your borders.
So we start bringing that worker up here and finish the marble with this guy?
Yeah, I like it. Again, we're saving that turn. And it's really impactful again.
And it actually, you can do that with only one worker. So say we have this worker here, and this is where all our lands. And we wanted to improve. Oh no, actually that doesn't make any sense. We want to improve this tile here. We could, if we moved from here to here, we could start next turn, but we could as well just move here, start on the farm, and then move here the next turn. So that would shave us off another turn, which is pretty decent. Settler's so in his face.
I can understand why they settled it. Double salt.
definitely, and in reach of horses, bison, but sheep and 2 wheat, and theoretically iron. It's pretty decent spot. We received 75 gold, which is actually decent. This settle wouldn't be too bad. It would pick up 3 fish, 2 golds. As Japan, we should seriously consider that. Okay, so as soon as we get our national college done, which will take 144, which will take roughly 10 turns, maybe 11.
I think we're gonna get.
We're gonna grow.
I think it'll go down.
Yeah, so we should start thinking about this expand, I think.
So the optimal way to settle a post-national college city is to plant the turn that you finish the national college, send it a trade route the turn that you finish the national college, and to have at least 1 worker, if not 2 workers,
ready. So
improving tiles.
We're in no position to actually send it a cargo ship, so we would have to actually send it a caravan from Hamburg.
Yeah, so I think we do want our cargo ship over a caravan.
Yeah, I think so too, definitely.
So coastal empires after philosophy, if we look at our tech path, coastal empires go towards metal casting over civil service.
Oh, okay.
90% of the time, I would say.
How come?
Because coastal empires typically have more food and less production.
Oh, okay.
And they also don't have civil service tiles typically, not a lot.
Yeah.
Now we have got our 2 inland expands actually do have a decent number of civil service tiles.
Yeah.
But there's 2 arguments against civil service before workshops here. The first argument is we're a little bit shy on workers, so we're not going to have a lot of those farms improved.
Yeah.
And if you want to go civil service before workshops, you want to have those farms ready to go so that you get the bonus immediately. You don't want to get civil service and then start building the farms. The second argument is that those 2 inland cities are mostly grassland. So if you look at the mix of grassland versus plains tiles in those cities, the northern one is the spices one that we haven't settled yet is almost exclusively grassland.
Yeah.
So that city doesn't need more food; it needs production.
Yeah.
Now the jungles do chop to plains. The hill is plains, but that city's short on production more than it is short on food for sure. And then Hamburg's similar. It's got a little bit more production, and it's going to be a forge city, double iron. It's worth a forge, which is very nice.
Yep.
But on the other hand, it's not a stable city, for example.
Yeah.
So on the balance of all those things, in this case, I think workshops is better. Every city will benefit from a workshop, whereas really the only city that's going to benefit from civil service is Hamburg.
Yeah.
So yeah, we definitely want to go workshops here. And because we're going workshops, we're not that far away from engineering. And because we're going engineering, that's going to give us another trade route. So I think that trade route will be our caravan for our post-NC settle, not the one that we've just started in Munich.
Okay, yeah. So we'll finish philosophy and then put our tech path to engineering, and after that metal casting, right?
Yeah. So we'll probably go philosophy. There's no point going mathematics. We can't get hanging gardens, so we can go construction and then engineering. And then from engineering, we'll go ironworking, metal casting.
Okay.
That's pretty much fixed at this point. The only other thing we could consider here is horseback riding. But if we look at our cities, we've got, what have we got? We have got two stable cities. So Berlin and Munich. Actually, Munich's not a stable city because it's actually stealing the horses from.
Yeah.
So it's actually only got one stables tile. So you build stables for more than one tile, so two.
Yeah.
Same goes for forges. For the iron in Hamburg.
Yeah, I watched your opportunity cost video on YouTube. Yeah, so it's only worth if you get like two workable, improvable tiles for the building, right? That's the gist of it.
Yeah. So Stoneworks is different because A, it's the cheapest, and B, it has a base hammer on the building.
Oh, okay. And doesn't it give happiness as well, right?
Yeah, it's also got the 1 point of happiness, which is quite nice too.
It's actually pretty decent then, yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty decent. So we're not going stables here. I would want the break-even point on going stables before workshops is 2 cities. So if we had 2 cities, a stables would roughly break even. If we had 3 cities, I would say stables before workshops is superior.
Yeah, but
we've also got a forge city. So the forge is on.
Yeah, metal casting is pretty good.
On metal casting. So we also, that's another reason why we want to go metal casting here.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, so I hope that's a good explanation for people. But there's
like I thought about civil service on how much I prioritize it with obviously freshwater tiles, but I never thought about horseback riding or metal casting for the stable or forge. Actually, I mean obviously the workshop, but never really thought about it that way. So that's at least to me it was very, very insightful.
Yeah. I think you'll find that if you I'm going to address this. I have addressed this before, but there's a lot of information out there that would be telling you right now to run for universities for science. And you can still win games doing that. But if you try prioritizing your production in the order that I've said, stables first when it's worth it, forge and workshops next when it's worth it, and then go for your universities, you'll find that your games are easier because you're going to have more production to build extra buildings. That if you go to universities, you either can't build at all or they come really late. So yeah.
So it's always the rule of thumb is as soon as 2 cities, like 2 stable cities, 2 forge cities, etc., it's worth to actually tech for it. Otherwise, you should think about it and rather not do it.
So I'm saying 2 cities because I'm thinking about a 4-city setup. So I'd say half.
Okay. Half.
If it's half of your cities, it breaks even.
Then it's worth it.
If it's more than half, it's worth it.
Okay.
So the forge is less relevant because you're pretty much always going to go for workshops anyway. And it's pretty rare to have multiple forge cities as well. It's pretty rare to have an expand that's got a forge. It's relatively rare to have a capital that's got a forge as well. And forges are a little bit different too, just because they give you production towards military units. So if we were worried about Celts, I might build a forge in our capital, even though it's a 1-tile improvement.
Okay.
But between the manipulation of the AI that we did in the early game and the fact that France has just settled that joke of a city right in Celt's face, I've completely forgotten about Celts at this point. I'm not worried at all. I'm probably more worried about someone frigating us at this point. We should have a look at the tiles that Berlin's working because we probably want to go to the iron. So I'd want to work a farm and grow to the iron.
Yeah, I think that is reasonable.
Yeah, I think that's superior to growing to the 3 hammer tile.
Yeah. Okay. Want those sheep improved. This looks good. So what do we do in Hamburg? Watermill, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And if any of you are fans of Baba Yedu, don't listen to him. Watermills are great. There you go.
Yeah.
I said it.
He's not a big
Baba,
fan
come
of them.
fight me. different. For anyone who doesn't know, I'm talking about a different content creator. But BA, not BABO, Baba Yedu. He's a very good Lex streamer on Twitch if you're interested, guys.
And he's been playing Civ since way back. Like he started
15,000 hours.
Yeah, it's crazy. This guy knows a great deal about the game. Okay.
And I'm still going to say that he's wrong. Maybe it's different in Lec, but in base game, you almost always want Watermill.
There goes our first city convert.
It's roughly the same.
So National College.
10 turns is pretty bad.
Yep.
This shows us...
We could actually do it in 9. Still grow in 2 turns instead of... Yeah, we could do it in 9. We could shave a turn off like this.
I think we're gonna unwork that mine next turn so we can grow to it anyway. So I think it's the same either way.
Okay, yeah, fair point.
So this is definitely a below average production. Yeah. I would say that like 7 turns is probably average for National College. Even 6 is quite achievable.
But like you said, this is a very low production capital we've got here. So
yeah, we may end up, for that reason, we may up at building a forge anyway, even though it's a 1-tile forge. It's interesting here. We've got the other thing is we built an extra spearman early. We built 2 spearmen and we purchased a scout. And that's definitely overbuilding 1 unit. We were forced to because we...
Yeah. Something happened with our settler. I don't know. I don't quite remember. But something.
Yeah, I don't remember either. It definitely wasn't a mistake.
No. It was the game cheating us. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. But yeah, we're definitely behind average here, I would say.
Yeah.
We've only met 2 city-states.
Yeah, that's
which is quite low.
Yeah, definitely. It's not your ideal game as Germany. There goes our city's religion. So now we would have lost our fishing boat Pantheon by now, so I don't think it's too bad that we didn't get to take it.
I think our other scout's going to go that way. I might even head home. Yep. I think we're going to need to pick up optics to try and get around.
Yep, okay.
That's another little mistake. We should have picked that up, but anyway.
Yeah.
It's fine.
And what do we build in here? Maybe a workboat?
I'm actually thinking about a settler.
Oh, fair point. Yeah, obviously, fair point.
So we're going to need at least 2 more workers. We're going to need a settler and we're going to need a caravan. So I'm thinking maybe the settler actually gets built in Hamburg, so it's closer. Maybe we build the
worker here. With the caravan, we can build the caravan in 3 turns, so we could actually get a worker in between.
Yeah, I think worker caravan here. And I think the other city's probably going to be settler worker.
Yep, copy that. Oh,
can we get crabs from it? No, it's fine. I'm looking at our double King's Day in our coastal cities. No. There's no way to get crabs, is there? No city-states with crabs either. Someone's got silk.
Someone's got silk.
Iroquois has got silk.
Yep.
Can we trade here? That's worth doing for marble.
He doesn't want it though.
Try marble.
I didn't know this actually worked.
Yeah, sometimes it does. So he thinks that we prioritize the marble more highly than we actually do. So that's why.
Okay.
Because again, we're going to improve our pearls, and then when we do, we can change that out, that trade.
Do we send food to Munich, right? Because we're building a settler in Hamburg. It's not a waste. Or do we go for the gold here? No, we go for the gold.
No, it's always almost. In fact, it's almost always food. France wants our iron as well. We should sell that.
I think we start improving those tiles now. Is it worth building a road here? When do you suggest going for city connections?
So we have the technology for roads, the wheel, and once we have the technology, the tile advisor, which you can see is suggesting a farm right now in Hamburg.
Yes.
So we know that it's turned on. Once the road is profitable, it will recommend a road.
Ah, okay. So as soon as the interface recommends it, we should go for it.
Also, it's a good. The rule of thumb is essentially the number of tiles that the road is equal to or less than the population of the expand.
Okay.
So we're going to be 5 pop in Munich in a second here, and at that point,
it's profitable.
It would be profitable as a rough rule of thumb.
Okay.
It takes other things into consideration, like the luxury diversity of the city. The population of the capital is also a factor.
Okay.
But you don't really need to worry about that stuff. For our purposes, the road will at least break even.
Okay. So do we start now, or do we wait on this worker to build the road and start moving our workers up here?
I think we can start the road on the sheep tile we're on, and then the other worker can do the mine, and then we can sort of cycle the workers that we have towards our spice city. And I think we are settling the spices and not settling the marble because we've managed to grow to that 4th ring.
Yeah, definitely.
I don't think we need a 5th city here, so we don't need to.
Yeah, so I just thought you were going to say settling the spice instead of settling the coast, but I think it's definitely worth settling the coast simply for the fish tile, right?
It would be worth it for the fish tile, but I'm a little bit worried about frigates.
Yeah, because this probably, it would take us ages to get around.
We'd essentially be, and it's also, if you look at that, so you'd want to settle on the river. So even if you settled on the forest rather than the jungle, which is more defensive, it can still be shot by 4 tiles.
Yeah.
It's also a little bit too close to Iroquois.
So we end up settling on the spices?
So I think we actually settle inland, and I think we settle on the spices.
Okay. Sounds good to me.
Because So we were talking about 1 tile improvement buildings like stables and that. Lighthouses are the exception because you get 2 yield out of a lighthouse as opposed to 1. A 1 coastal tile lighthouse is worth it, but it feels pretty bad. It's pretty break even. It doesn't. A lighthouse is more expensive than most of those other buildings, or I think it might be the same production cost as a stables. Maybe it's certainly more expensive than a stoneworks.
Okay.
So I think it's for 1 fish, it's definitely not worth it. If it was 2 fish, I might consider it. I would consider it greedy to settle coastally there. In a multiplayer game, I would never do it. For example, like no way.
Yeah.
Against the AI, we might. We might greed it.
We can postpone this decision though. I think until we're actually in the position to settle it. So we start a road here, or do we start a road here?
So I'm thinking about.
It would cost us quite a bit of movement if we started the road here on the. I think we just put 1 turn into it and then move north.
Yeah, I'm just thinking. So we finished National College in 3. So we want to be. So I spoke earlier about the optimal post NC city, which we're clearly not going to achieve here. So what we want to do is the best we can, and so the best thing we can do is settle as soon as possible. So I definitely like settler first.
Yeah, we should.
We've got 6. Yep, I agree.
Actually put us down a turn, and yeah, we can't get any better though.
Yeah, that's fine. So the 2 workers will be ready to go with that settler. We also probably want to send a spearman just in case there's a barbarian running around in there.
There actually may be.
Yeah.
Or we'll see. Or we'll see Hiawatha pop down a city here next turn.
Yeah.
Everything is possible.
So the long story short is, I think we can build a road here, because I think we're going to build another worker after our national college.
Okay.
And that can build the road on the iron.
Okay. Good.
What are we getting out of Celt's religion?
We're getting, I think it's more visual here. We get monasteries and
temple happiness.
Temple happiness, which is actually decent, but I don't think we are going to build any temples unless we severely need the happiness, right?
No. We'll build temples because the faith will give us faith purchase great people.
Oh, obviously, yeah. Okay, didn't think of that. Yeah, sure.
So we wanna work a farm over the 3 tile mine. Yeah, we want to grow definitely.
Yeah. Do we finish the road here?
Yeah, we can finish the road. So if it was open terrain, then I would put 1 turn into each tile. But here, because it's not, we'll just finish it.
It's all rough terrain except for this tile here.
Yeah. And we also run the road through the iron tile, which would save us 1 food over running it through the oasis. This road, no, it's okay. This road up to Hamburg isn't profitable yet. But I want to cycle units towards Hamburg.
Yeah.
Because Hamburg's workers are going to go to our new city, and then the workers in our other cities are going to go to Hamburg, and then our other cities are going to build workers. So the best way to move them up there is to build a road as we go.
Yeah, okay. So I'll definitely put this guy to Hamburg to save some money.
Actually, yeah, I want to. It's definitely improved the cattle now that we've grown there.
Returns.
It's not even close.
Yeah. What are we going to build? Oracle's still there? Lol.
So if anyone who doesn't know, the AI doesn't prioritize the Brave New World DLC wonders as highly as the other ones.
Yeah.
So we could potentially get Oracle. It's getting a bit late, 1068. I would build Oracle before my national college if I wanted it.
Yeah.
But I don't think we want Oracle here. What I'm actually looking at is if we get really good food here, and we keep our culture low, which it is currently, we may be able to skip a filler policy this game.
Oh, that would be great, yeah.
We'd have to go through Sistine Tech, but it's not impossible. So we'll just wait and see. We may need to spend 1 policy.
Yeah.
But I don't see anything that's particularly great for Oracle here.
Yeah. Okay.
So.
Now, it was actually rather a joke, so I was like, I don't think we're in a position to actually build a bunch of world wonders, so...
No. So I think it's either worker or caravan. Yeah, I think I like worker.
Oh, but you have a point about the caravan.
I think the caravan might come out of... actually, I think I actually like caravan more. In the capital.
In the capital, yeah.
Yeah, because the caravan moves to the city in 1 turn, whereas the worker's obviously got to take a lot of time.
So we build another worker here? No, we build a second one here. Okay, so we could...
How many?
So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 so far. Yeah, 5. So we could use another one, right?
So the rule of thumb is 2 for your expands and 1 for your capital. As tradition.
Okay.
It's different with Liberty, but as a rule of thumb. The other thing that you can consider is coastal cities usually, and including in this case, have a lot less tiles to improve.
Yeah.
So you can usually get away with, particularly if you get workers early, like this game we had 3 workers on like turn, I don't know, 30, 35, 40, whenever it was. And when you get them really early, you can sometimes not go for you can even go less than 2 per expand and 1 per capital.
Okay.
Like I will go, if Hamburg was coastal here, I'd probably go 1 per expand and 2 in the capital.
Mm-hmm.
and that would probably be enough. The other thing that comes with workers is that late settles like this one need extra workers.
Yeah.
So I think 7 on the balance of all of those things, being coastal needing less, settling post NC needing more. I think 7's going to be the number here.
Okay.
So
we'll try to get 2 more then.
So we've got
5 so far.
Yeah. All right. And we may go for an 8th because we've got a very long road to build too.
Definitely.
We grew to the bison.
Yeah.
That's all right. We're building the settler.
I saw that. Put a turn here, I guess, or maybe start on a road here.
No, I'd say we're not building that road to the Spice City for a while. Okay. So I think we can put 1 turn into the
Mountain of Youth, of course.
Wow.
So
we're going to send our settler to that instead, right?
Yeah, sure. I mean, it's only like, I think 12-ish tiles to go there, so we should be good. Yeah. Okay, yeah, Fountain of Youth is actually pretty crazy. It's the rarest natural wonder in the game, right?
Yeah, it is. And it's really funny. I've had Fountain of Youth more times than I've had King Solomon's Mine.
Oh, really? Really?
Yeah. It's funny how, statistics work.
Yeah.
Like it shouldn't happen, but it still does.
I actually find Fountain of Youth quite regularly. Like it's like in every 6th or 7th single player game I play, and I've only found it in multiplayer like twice, but still it's so good. Yeah. So we were talking about finding city states. So it said that it still gave me 15 gold, and I'm definitely the 3rd one to find it because it's allied to Arabia, and obviously Iroquois have a trade route with it. So it may, as 3rd person to find a city state, you may still get them. In my mind, you'd always get the money, but I trust your Civ knowledge way more than mine. So
yeah, I'm not sure what number it is, but I'm positive that there's a point which you don't get it.
This may actually start to be annoying soon.
Yeah, I think we want to take the mine tile so it moves to the west.
Definitely.
Do you know, if that prophet has 4 charges, we could even take it. We don't want to do that.
Yeah. It does have 4 charges.
Oh, hang on. All right. What's Iroquois' military score?
They are first by a little bit. And
if we go
French Empire with an army that could wipe us off the planet.
They probably all say that.
Yeah.
So the problem is not taking it. The problem is the fact that we would have to take it now because it's going to spread.
Yeah.
And I think if we take it now, there's a fairly good chance that by the time we get to the spices, there's a flood of units already in there.
Yeah.
If I could put a fortified unit on that horse tile right now, I'd probably do it. But we can't. So I think we unfortunately have to let it go. It's a shame because obviously we get to plant it, which is huge for our faith per turn.
Oh.
We could risk it, but if we lose our expand over it, we'll definitely regret it.
But I mean, it's fairly defensible. Like it actually covers that tile here. Like if we plant a city on the spices, it can actually shoot there.
So I'd actually want it to be 1 tile further forward so that it could shoot the 1 tile choke. Because a unit that...
So where would you want it to be? Here.
So I'd actually... Because if there's an enemy unit on the horse tile, right? There's 2 units behind it that can potentially shoot.
Yeah.
If we go 1 tile closer and the enemy unit is on the forest hill, nothing can shoot the city at all.
But what do you mean with 1 turn closer? Like from the spices or?
Yeah, so from the spices to 1 tile northeast.
But that would be coastal. That would be coastal then.
But yeah, then the flip side is that it would be coastal. Yes. So I don't think the spices, like, it is defensible, but I don't think it's that defensible.
Okay.
I think the AI could also just flood us with embarked units, like not only through the Spice City, but it could also just like dump an army in the ocean and then throw it on the land around Munich and around our capital.
Yeah, so it's definitely not worth it. Yeah, okay. So we start moving our worker up, and then we escort the like. There's no unit there.
Yeah.
There actually is a unit here. But
that's fine. I saw a Iroquois scout in there before.
Okay.
It moved next to Munich's borders, so I'm pretty sure that's what it is.
And we could just know for sure by buying this tile.
It's alright. It's definitely not worth it.
Okay.
Gold. I was actually thinking about buying our other fish tile in Munich.
Okay. So I'll just YOLO walk the worker, right?
Yeah, it's fine. We can the spearman's going to be one tile behind it. If we have to delay one turn, it's fine.
So we're going to send this guy. Actually, we have this guy here. We could have saved the turn there. I know.
Yeah, that's all right. So we could have finished that road for anyone who didn't quite follow why that was, but it's fine. It's very minor.
I just acted too hastily. You've got to excuse me sometimes. I'm sometimes very unconcentrated. Okay, so now we got actually the heal promotion from Fountain of Youth. So there's like only Mount Kilimanjaro and Fountain of Youth actually give upgrades to your units, right?
Yep. Yeah, that's right. The only two.
So Fountain of Youth gives you the perk that your unit has to be adjacent to it in order to heal at double rate, and if there's Mount Kilimanjaro in the game, if you put a unit adjacent to it, it actually ignores terrain cost for hills, essentially giving it Incan movement, right?
Yeah, so it halves movement cost in hills, which means that it basically turns regular hills into flat tiles.
Yep.
And it also gives a 10% bonus for units in hills, a combat bonus.
Oh, okay, I didn't know that.
And there's our metal casting, which is great. So this actually brings us to the end of this episode. So again, thank you all for watching. I hope you're enjoying. And we'll see you in the next one.
Yeah, thank you very much for watching. See you.